Welcome back to MMA Al Dente. I am here to talk about Anthony Fluffy Hernandez versus Roman Kopylov. And this is a fight between two fighters that I really like because they typically get finishes down the stretch, even though they do so in much different ways. And that's why I've bet on props for this fight. This is one where I think both guys are late finishers, and if it goes the way of either fighter, a late finish is likely. I do think an early finish is much more likely for Kopylov, and it would be a body kick probably that does Fluffy Hernandez in. Fluffy Hernandez's primary weakness as a fighter is his body. He's been hurt a few times, TKO'd by Kevin Holland, and half TKO'd by Marcus Perez. He was submitted, but the body shot did him in ultimately. And Roman Kopylov is certainly one of the best fighters in the division, maybe the best at exploiting a weak body. He's got monstrous kicks, incredible overall striking, but his kicks are his bread and butter, and he's put away a lot of guys with the body and the head kicks, as we've seen at the UFC level, and a lot of these finishes are deep into the fight. Plenty of round threes, even a round four finish before he got to the UFC. I like the cardio of both guys. But their defeats, Kopylov's been defeated on the ground. Albert Duraev mauled him and dominated him, had such a dominant round two, and Kopylov was too far behind on points to make up for it, even though he tried his hardest and had a good round three. And his other loss was a round three submission to Carl Roberson, rear naked choke. Carl Roberson, very talented offensively, but pretty much ends there. But he was a versatile guy, better on the ground, and he choked out Kopylov in round three, which, of course, is something I can envision Anthony Fluffy Hernandez doing here. And Fluffy Hernandez, his losses are to Kevin Holland, where he was knocked out in round one, and Marcus Perez, of course, submitted him in round two, I believe. And I don't think that's a path to victory, but certainly the Kevin Holland path to victory is. And, of course, Marcus Perez, as I mentioned, did almost knock him out with a body kick. So, really, I could see either guy having success against the other guy, but I'm going with Anthony Fluffy Hernandez. I think Fluffy will keep himself safe early on. I know he's going to be watching out for those kicks of Kopylov, and I think one well-timed takedown will begin to suck the life out of Kopylov, and he will have a lot of success on the ground once he puts it there. I do think Kopylov will survive for a little bit, but I think if he's on the ground for long enough, he will get finished with Fluffy, and that is the pick. I've got Fluffy Hernandez winning by submission. I'll go with round three, but it wouldn't surprise me if it happened in round two. And my bets are all over the place. I've played Fluffy winning by submission later in the fight, 2 and 3. I've also played Kopylov winning by knockout in rounds 2 and 3, and a sprinkle in round one, not as much as the round 2 and 3 props. But these are two fighters who get things done down the stretch, and I like their prop bets. You know, Fluffy Hernandez, my weakest prop is him winning by submission at plus 650 for a submission in round 2. So I'm thinking it's going to go one way or the other. I'm favoring Fluffy Hernandez, but I think even if I'm wrong, I'm expecting one of these props to hit. So, like, share, subscribe, all that horse shit, and check out my other videos.